And the tiny bit will drip out of the top lip.
Is it worth keeping one of these tea things just in case, or should I get rid of them?
No, you own them, I would keep them. It's not common, but if your vacuum gauge were to fail, then you can still plug up the hole with the tea.
Right.
Okay, and it's black, 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 filthy black. That your tank is black, so we're changing the filter just to run the boat today, and you're changing the O-ring right there. But be gentle, because that'll poke a hole in the palm of your hand.
Yeah.
So here's your new O-ring on top of the engine. And again, make sure it's flat and not twisted. Now pull that guy up partially and let it hang so it'll drip back in the bowl. Now you can grab the two little handles. And let it drip a second or two. And if you can lean into the bulkhead with your shoulder, grab the blue bucket and let it drip in the bucket. Okay, let's look at that filter, see how dirty it is. Black, yuck, 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 okay. So now take your new filter element. Where is that guy? Here it is. And let's look at the top. See, that's a blue ink. The blue ink is a 10 micron. They'll say 10 microns over here.
Yep.
10 microns, okay? And we're running Ford Lehman engines, so that should be okay. 10 microns. Wiggle it down, twist it and wiggle it. Never pound it, never pound it. Okay. And let's pause for a moment. If you were to pound that in with your fist, it would splash fuel up inside that battery charger. See the air vents in the battery charger?
Yep.
That would not be fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we need to backflow the valve, backflow and flood the filter element.
One thing that makes it a little easier to remember is the far left and the far right are the two valves for that.
Or outboard.
Outboard.
Both outboards. So a couple of times to flood it and absorb into the paper element. Okay, close that until we can get the top back on it. Now we're putting the new and improved vacuum gauge. Where did we set that? Okay, you got it. Just get your diesel wet finger and lubricate that O-ring. Okay, and screw it in. And remember, it's only O-ring tight, so it does not need to be super, super tight. And you can use the gauge to get it started, but never put any pressure on the gauge. Use the key handle. And just like a scuba tank, it only needs to be snug. Give it one ump. Okay, so we're good. Now take that silver dial in the center and rotate that down to the dynamic needle. Push them back down towards 0. And we're all set.
What does this one do again?
That we don't use that needle. That's a different function that we're not taking advantage of.
And then what does this blue thing do? Does that reset it to 0?
Where are you talking about? At the top?
Top.
That is a silicone oil filled gauge to reduce vibration, and that's a safety plug, so it'll vent out.
Oh, okay.
But for some reason that gauge will not go to 0, so we'll check it later, but it may be a defective gauge.
Oh, great.
Well,
all right, open the valve.
open the valve to the tank, to the RACOR, and we'll be ready to start the engines.
That didn't have anything to do with it, did it? With the 0?
No, that measures vacuum only. So for some reason that's not settling at 0, but the one on the starboard engine did settle at 0. So we're good. We'll check a few other things like the oil and the transmission fluid, and then we'll start up.